Hello viewers, my today's topic is again on Kashmir. Kashmir has many popular myths and legends, intriguing mysteries, and sometimes controversial. One of the most talked about is the existence of tomb at ROZA BAL KHANYAR. This is supposed to be the final resting place of Jesus Christ. I heard many times in my childhood about this unverified and unconfirmed revealation, and the curiosity led me to make a video on this subject. However, at the outset, I would like to say that the tomb at ROZA BAL KHANYAR in Kashmir is the final resting place of Jesus Christ is a controversial one and lacks substantial historical evidence. And as a matter of fact, from the historical perspective, it's important to evaluate claims based on available evidence and scholarly consensus. Let's analyze this legend on the basis of two events. First is the coming of Jesus Christ to Kashmir after resurrection and then preaching here till his natural death and subsequent burial. The other is the migration and ultimate settlement of the lost tribes of Israelites in Kashmir after having traveled through Afghanistan. Professor Dr. Muhammad Hasnain, Kashmiri historian, cites the name of two books, The Fifth Gospel and In Search of Historical Jesus, written on the same subject. These books are extensive research conducted over a period of time on this subject. Faber-Kaiser published the book Jesus in Heaven on Earth in Germany. One of the recent ones is Jesus Lived in India by Holger Christine. Apart from those, there are dozens of other books, research papers, documentary films on this subject. The Jesus tomb and Israeli origin of Kashmiris. All these theories are based on assumptions that Jesus did not die on the cross. This theory has received a tremendous boost over the publication of novel The Da Vinci Code, the New York Times bestseller by Dan Brown. The idea that Jesus Christ traveled to Kashmir after the crucifixion is primarily based on a theory proposed by 18th century Russian traveler and author named Nicholas Notovich. The Kashmiri connection begins from the Hemis monastery in Leh Ladakh in 1887. According to Notovich, he discovered ancient Buddhist texts in Ladakh. He visited Ladakh and discovered a manuscript written in Tibetan which described the complete life and teachings of Jesus Christ. Notovich got the manuscript translated with the help of some friendly lamas. On his return to Europe, he tried to get it published, but no one was prepared to do it. Finally, he succeeded in getting it published in Paris in 1894 in the book form under the title Unknown Life of Saint Isa. According to him, he claimed that he had discovered ancient Buddhist texts in Ladakh that mentioned a Saint Isa who resembled Jesus. However, Notovich's account has been widely criticized and dismissed by scholars due to lack of corroborating evidence and inconsistencies in his story. The publication of the book raised a storm in the entire Christian world. It was labeled blasphemy. Many missions were sent to Hamis to verify the existence of the manuscript. Notovich was alleged to be a fraud. Even his visits to Ladakh was refuted. However, there were many other witnesses who had seen these writings before and after Notovich. Others who had seen or written about the manuscripts include Nicholas Roerich, Madame Elizabeth Caspary, Lady Henrietta Merrick, and Swami Abhidanandan. Henrietta Merrick, in her book In the World's Attic, published in 1931, writes, in Leh is the legend of Christ, who is called Isa, and it is said that the monastery Hemis hold precious documents 1500 years old, which tells of the days he passed in Leh, where he was joyously received and where he preached. The manuscript has never been seen after that. In 1998, this historical archaeological investigative journalist accompanied two friends from London, Peter Montagnon of BBC and John Purdy of Channel 4, Channel 4 to Ladakh. They said, I quote, we met all the senior lamas with the intention having a look on the manuscripts in Hemis. They were informed that all important manuscripts and relics are in a sealed chamber and cannot be opened as the head lama is in Tibet. He had gone there for studies. When the Chinese occupied Tibet, he got struck there. Peter flew to Tibet twice to meet the head lama to persuade him. After the opening of the sealed chamber to allow us to verify the existence of the manuscript. But he did not succeed, and the most controversial and explosive piece of evidence remains sealed till this day. And it is hoped someday it may see the light of the day. It is said that Jesus had traveled with caravans before the age of 12 to India and Tibet. He preached at Varanasi and then proceeded to Tibet through Kashmir and Ladakh. Christianity is supposed to be influenced by Buddhism to a great extent. There is no record of life of Jesus between the age of 12 and 30. It's further said that the tribes of Essenes who were close to Jesus had given him some herbs which put him in a death-like trance on the cross. He was presumed dead and taken off the cross. The Essenes revived him and he traveled with Mary Magdalene to Kashmir, where he died a natural death. However, these are mere conjectures and theories without any scientific basis. A number of persons, including famous fiction writer on Dankin, have visited one Dankin. His name is Dankin, have visited ROZA BAL to verify the truth, but without any success. No one has succeeded in confirming the truth of those theories due to many local constraints and inhibitions. Additionally, there is no credible historical or biblical evidence to support the theory that Jesus traveled to Kashmir or that he was buried in Roza Bal Khanyar. The traditional accounts of Jesus' life as described in the New Testament do not mention any journey to India or Kashmir. Furthermore, it's worth noting that the tomb at ROZA BAL KHANYAR is associated with Muslim holy figure Yuz Asif, and is considered a sacred site by some Muslims in the region. This association does not align with historical accounts of Jesus' life. Thank you.